Good morning and Happy New Year. Today is January 11th, 2023, and you're listening to WRDW the Q with Robbie Wood Jr. and Hannah Todd. Robbie, good morning and Happy New Year.
Well, good morning to you, Hannah, and Happy New Year to you and everyone else out there. Looking forward to another good year. Last year was great, and so getting started off on the right foot and looking forward to it.
Yeah, getting started off with the right guest, too.
I guess. Somebody's got to do it, so I'm here.
Well, it's been a long time since our listeners have heard from you on the podcast, so I appreciate you coming on today. And I guess the goal of today's episode is to discuss the year in review of 2022 as well as what's coming up for us in 2023. But before we get into that, are you someone who does personal New Year's resolutions, and if so, what are they for this year?
Well, same one I do every year, going to lose weight and exercise and all those good things. I am taking it more serious this year, though. I've actually, for the first time, I'll go ahead and share this, joined a wellness program across the street over here at the gym. So, and I've been actually through I started back the 1st of February, and February, 1st of December.
Oh.
No, I actually got a head start on it and made it through the holidays. So it's going pretty good. I really enjoy it. I'm going 4 days a week, and it's working out pretty good.
So are you going and working out? Or
I am working out, yeah.
Do you have a trainer?
I got a personal trainer. I got a wellness coach. I'm going all the way.
Look at you.
I just going to add this to you. So, Tiffany just had a baby, my 13th grandchild, Ian, and Ian Joel Hardcastle, to be exact. So I was holding him and looking down at my big old belly, and I said, if I don't lose this belly, I won't be able to chase this kid around a couple of years. So Ian motivated me to get to the gym, and so that's where I am.
Well, welcome to the world, Ian. I don't know if we've talked about him on the podcast yet, so thank you for bringing that up as well. So you've got your trainer, you're going to work out. Are you doing a nutrition plan also? Do you have a nutritionist there, or is it just strictly...
Well, the wellness coach and the new personal trainer are both somewhat nutritionists, but the basic stuff. Watch your calories, watch your fat, watch your sweets. I mean, just the common sense things, and that's what I'm doing. I'm still eating. I'm not measuring out every spoonful, but watching my portions, and of course, big thing, don't snack at night, late at night, that kind of thing.
What does a wellness coach do?
Just tell you, kind of monitors what you're doing and encourages you, more of an encouragement. I weigh in every 5 weeks and kind of monitors that. I've lost 6 pounds so far, so I figured during the holidays that's pretty good. Usually I gain 6, so I lost 6 this time.
That's huge.
It is, yeah.
So is this something that our insurance covers?
No.
Okay.
Wish it would.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Speaking of insurance, and this isn't in my notes, but for those of you that are company employees listening to this, the company once again was able to keep our premiums low. If you didn't see, they're increasing this year by like $5 a week, I believe. So thank you again for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's the first one in a couple of years, but they keep going up on us. So like everything, it's just inflationary.
I think I've been here 5 years, and the total increase has been maybe $8 or $10. So
yeah, we work hard from that. So
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I have some resolutions this year.
Okay, good.
One of my resolutions is to record a podcast every week because I got a little stagnant at the end of the year. So I apologize to everyone, and also to put it all on video.
Okay.
So everyone that I call or email to ask to be on the episode, be prepared. It will be videoed. You don't have to necessarily be here though, because we have the ability to video it like a Skype call or something. Yep. Let's see. Oh, and I'm going to spend more time with my family. We're actually talking about buying a horse trailer, and so hoping to spend some more time in the woods.
And the woods, not going on rodeo and competing and any of that?
No, not unless one of the kids decides they want to do that at some point.
Okay.
We are competing though, like with field trials. Do you know what field trials are?
No.
Okay, so it's a hunting dog competition.
Okay, yeah.
These dogs don't actually hunt, but that's where it originated from. But you have to follow behind them on horses.
Okay.
So, anyway, all right, so reviewing of 2022, what's the status of the industry and of our company?
Like everything, we had the end of the year holiday slowdown, Christmas, New Year's, which happens every year, and last Tuesday came in, I was a little concerned. We had a couple of our customers up in Mount Pleasant specifically were a little slow, and some of the guys were still, some of the companies down in Mobile were still thawing out from the hard freeze we had back right before Christmas, and they were a little slow getting out of the gate. But this week, by the end of last week, it picked back up. This week started trending real good, so I feel real good about it. We're headed the right direction, and I think we're going to have another good year.
What about rates? Are we having to come down on rates as the industry comes down, or are we?
We have had to make some concessions. A lot of, especially in the chemical product side, they're doing RFPs, request for pricing, out, and what they're doing. They know the industry's in their favor right now. There's more trucks than there is freight right now, so they're taking advantage of that. Which that's just the way it works. So yeah, we are having to reduce some of those to stay competitive and maintain that business. It's not that much. It's less than probably 3 or 4% overall. So it's not a huge amount. That's not driver pay. That's gross income. So
yeah.
But that is a reality. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well worth the wait challenge. Congratulations to Ishmael Romero and Sherry Vining and Janine Hines. Those were our winners for 2022.
Yep, they worked hard, lost a lot of weight. Congratulations to them, yes.
Yeah, each of them I think lost over 20% of their body weight, which is incredible.
That's huge, yes
it is. It is huge.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've seen Sherry and Ishmael being in the Dolomite office, and they look great. And Sherry and Ishmael both have said that they have a lot more energy and everything. So hopefully you'll win again.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to hit her. I don't know if I'll cash in, but I'm going to try to be competitive here.
So last year we had growth in several of our fleets and in several of our offices. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, as far as office personnel, we just hired, and I think you'll get in a little better, a maintenance director, and really excited about him coming on board. I think he's got some good ideas and will be a real good fit for us. So we're there. I don't know of any other personnel right now that we're going to be adding on the office side. Of course, always adding drivers, lead drivers everywhere. It seems like everybody's fairly busy. A couple of them are still, like say, Mount Pleasant still got a couple of customers offline, but that should, 1st of March is I think a target date to get those both those companies up and running. So we're able to get them out there. But now just across the board, we're trying to again add drivers and continue to keep the trucks full.
Did you say the 1st of March for Mount Pleasant?
That's correct.
Oh wow, okay.
Yep.
All right, so I know that we hired 10 office personnel in 2022. Most of them were at the branch level in several of our terminals. So that's huge. And I also pulled the active driver list of those who are currently working. And can you believe that we have 57 drivers in Houston now? In 2.5 years, we've grown to 57 drivers there. That's huge.
That's huge. That's huge.
And
you and Claire are doing a good job. Keep it up. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. But and quite frankly, I didn't know we had 10 office personnel. But I guess if you spread them out over all the terminals, it's a little bit more. But yeah, we've seen some good growth. I mean, we had a good year. Like I say, the biggest year we ever had was last year. And it's all the terminals are going good, and we're hoping that'll continue in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, talking about other terminals that have grown last year, our van fleet is right at 40 now.
Yep.
Which we had gotten down in the 20s at one time in the last few years, and our mobile fleet's over 40 now.
Right.
So it's looking really good. A lot of exciting things going on. Let's see, safety. So my question to you, and I'll hopefully we'll have Eddie on in the next week or two, and he can answer this question also. But how does our CSA score look today? And what was the biggest reoccurring theme in 2022 as far as negative hits to our, I'll fix that. Okay. Negative hits to our CSA score as far as reoccurring inspection issues?
Well, the 3 main categories we're struggling with are crash, hours of service, and hazmat. We have got hazmat and crash under the threshold. The only one we're still over in currently is hours of service. So, of course, the emphasis is, have everything in order, be ready for inspections. We need clean inspections. We're still paying you guys for those, so we need to get as many of those as we can to help bring down the over our score. And but the crash, of course, is pretty self-explanatory. Don't have any wrecks. And then the hazmat, of course, same type of thing. Just make sure your paperwork's right. All your placards, especially most issues are placard and manifesting. So if you aren't sure, call Eddie, call Lisa, call somebody. You call me, but I won't be much help. But I'll try to get you somebody that will.
But your phone will ring.
That's right. And and of course, the other thing, just be safe out there with the crashes. Distracted driving is a big issue. We really got to get that under control. Leave your cell phones off. We've told all the dispatchers, do not text you guys. We'll communicate through Samsara. That's seems to be working a lot better. We're getting a lot of positive feedback on that, so we'll communicate with you through there. But if you do get a text from whoever, excuse me, why do you stop? I make trips. You can pull off the exit if it's an emergency or something, but just don't need to be looking at your phone and driving. That's just can't afford to continue doing that.
One positive from 2022 as far as safety was implementing the Samsara devices and then also the cameras on board. Let me fix that too. Okay, so the cameras on board, a driver called me right before we sat down, and he was saying that basically a four-wheeler with road rage got in front of him and slammed on his brakes, and had he not had that camera, it would have been his word against the person in front of him. But the state trooper saw the video. Eddie's seen the video. He said he's not at fault, so all of that's good to hear.
Absolutely, yeah. We've had multiple cases like that. Right. I know a lot of guys were reluctant, think we're trying to keep track of them and spy on them, and I guess in a way we are. But it is, again, for our own benefit out there, because when it's your word against theirs, I can tell you I've been in several lawsuits. I've been in with attorneys and mediation hearings, and every one of them will tell you, when you're a trucker, you're 21 points behind before they kick the ball off. So anything we can do to prove our innocence, we need to be able to do that. And we've done that on multiple occasions already, showing that just like this incident you're talking about, the four-wheeler was at fault, or the other vehicle was at fault, and it saved us from a lot of litigation, a lot of lawsuit, and a lot of big payouts. So yeah, they paid for themselves, and real excited to have those to keep us where we need to be. And on that subject, I will follow up. Last year was an excellent year on accidents. We did. It's kind of, I don't know how our crash indicator is high, but they've been minor. We hadn't had any major accidents where we've had injuries and a lot of damage to the trucks and or to other vehicles. So even though we've had some crashes, most of them are bumps and minor stuff. So overall, as far as from a liability standpoint and insurance having to pay out a lot of big claims, it was a very good year, and we certainly appreciate that.
That's great. And moving on, Bill Roberts just retired.
He did 30 years, I think, to the day a week, or just about 30 years, yeah. Yeah,
and Claire was telling me that he's already sold his truck and everything, so he is truly out.
He's out, yeah. He's at 30 years, 85, I believe Bill is. No, 75, I'm sorry. I'm getting too old.
Bill. Don't do that. He'll come down here and whoop you.
I know it. Yep.
So thank you, Bill, for everything that you did here.
Absolutely.
And just in general on the road, not just here. Okay, so well worth the wait winners, we've announced those, but what does the future look like? Do we know yet?
No, we're getting close. We're all going to do something. This is going to be a lot different than last year. I'm great for Ishmael, Sherry, or if you got the third one.
Janine,
okay. Sorry, Janine.
But we do love Janine.
Yes, we do very much. And but we're going to do it where you lose so much per pound. We'll weigh you in January and in June, I believe it is, 6 months. And we're going to have that threshold, and for every pound you lose, you'll get something, and then the top winners will get additional money. Okay. So this way, everybody that participates, if you lose 2 pounds or 50 pounds, you'll get something. Everybody's a winner, yeah.
Like Oprah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, we're going to try to make it where everybody can win something.
Okay, so we do have a new maintenance director. We're moving into 2023 now. He actually started 3 days into the new year. His name is Jeff Beach, and he's going to be on the podcast in the next couple of weeks as well. So do you have anything you want to tell us about Jeff or the maintenance program as far as any changes that you foresee? Or I know Trey's moving into a new role, and now that Jeff's finally here, it'll really start to take action. Why don't you tell us about some of that?
Yeah, Jeff, we're excited about having him on board. He's got a lot of experience with similar type of companies like us, similar size, Samsara, Dossier, similar programs, and he's already jumped on board as far as downtime and maintenance when you guys break down on the road, the process there. I know over the years and months we've had some issues, some communication issues. He's going to work to streamline that, make it better for everyone. I know he's already started on that, or we've discussed that briefly, but he's got a lot of good ideas, and he knows what he's doing. I think he'll be a good fit for what we need, and good have a good rapport with the drivers and the maintenance people, and so we're excited to have him on board.
And how is the maintenance director role different than Trey's new role?
Trey's going to be more on equipment and assets. We've got a lot of older equipment. We got, talking about Bill Roberts being 30 years old and retiring. We got some 30, 35-year-old equipment that either needs to be retired or updated, and we're going to put a big focus on that, updating equipment, getting rid of the old stuff that's just needs to be getting rid of. That's one of his primary responsibilities, and as you know, the struggles we have on having equipment ready and ready for a driver when it come in, when it gets tight and it not being cleaned down, or the driver jumps in and gets down the road and the code comes on. He's going to be doing those type things. But equipment, asset-based
asset management.
Thank you. But he'll work closely with Jeff. He'll still work with the other shop people and or the terminal managers and waste people. So he'll be involved. He'll have his hands in quite a few things. But asset management, I guess, would be pretty much his main focus.
Yeah, and speaking of asset management, I know I've seen some emails come across regarding lease purchase. So he'll be the guy, right?
Thank you.
So you're walking out away from that?
Yeah.
They said, get out of there.
That's right, yeah. Well, I said, hey, I want to buy a truck. Okay, so it's much. And then 2 weeks later he comes in, well, Mr. Robbie said this, Mr. Robbie said that. And anyway, Mr. Robbie doesn't communicate the best, so Trey is going to do that, and there's several other people that need to know, how much, when, and what we agree to, so he'll be managing that for us, yes.
Okay, great. All right, that's good news. Well, any location changes for us in the new year as far as good, bad, or ugly? Are we adding, taking away?
Nope, it was status quo. Again, we're trying to add drivers, pretty much other than maybe Mount Pleasant right now because of what we talked about earlier, but all the other locations have got opportunities and got work, so we just need to keep the trucks full, and no, we're just not adding any more locations. Just going to try to build what we've got.
Speaking of building what we've got and talking about Houston being so large, I mean, right now we're not doing any maintenance in Houston. We have, I guess, a shop close by or across the road or something. Do you foresee that staying the same, or do you think there will be some maintenance facilities added to any of the terminals?
Well, you know what, Hannah, thank you for that. We are in the process moving down the road. So, yeah, they do have a new facility. It's an old Grondike facility, actually. Last time I was out there a few weeks ago, we were looking at it. But it's a big terminal, a real big terminal. Quala Wash has bought it, and that's who we're currently leasing from there in
Angleton.
Thank you, Angleton. And it's not far, probably 5-10 minutes at the most, but it is big. Got several bays, got a big parking lot. There'll be multiple carriers in there. Quantix is already in there, and a couple more will be in there, but we've already got office space set aside for us, and they will have maintenance. So yes, they will give us, not ours direct, but they'll have maintenance there through Quala Wash, or I don't know if they'll sub it out or how they'll do it. But
so there will be a shop there.
There'll be a shop
on
there, so if a guy's in for his break or off time or whatever, he can get work done while he's done instead of having to jockey it somewhere. So we thought we'd already be there. We'll have to get an update from Jason out there, but they're adding a big, some kind of a heater to help prep a trailer for a certain type load, and they're waiting on the machine, and like the rest of the world, everything's on back order, but I'm hoping it's weeks and not months, but we're getting a lot closer.
Okay, so this year for sure.
It's a done deal. Well, I say it's a done. We've got a handshake agreement, so we haven't got but we have got a place, and like I say, I've already actually looked at the office space they've got set aside for us.
Awesome. Okay. New trucks. Are we getting any? How many? When? What's going on?
Well,
we're still
getting last year's. Yeah, we've got a few left from 2022. They're supposed to be in before Christmas, but just like everything else, running behind. But yeah, we do have, about 8 left on the 22 order, and we do have 30 more coming. Most of these are going to be replacements. I know we're doing a lot of lease purchasing, and getting rid of the older trucks. Like I say, Trey's evaluating and looking at the higher mileage. We got off our cycle during the pandemic. We bought a lot of trucks. We started the chemical product, and we've gotten out of balance. So we're going to get back to a more routine trade-in cycle that we're getting into. But yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Can you believe, speaking of still getting 2022, when we went to look for a horse trailer last weekend, which is the first weekend in January, there was already 24s on the lot.
Really?
I couldn't believe that. Being in trucking, I
Yeah.
could not believe that there was already a 24
Wow.
model on the fleet or on the yard. But anyway, all right. So, do we know what, or if at all, we'll have it? Or no, we just answered that question about the weight loss competition.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So that was kind of the
And that
last.
should be pretty soon, next week or so.
Okay. And then, is there any changes that you foresee in the waste division? And I know chemical division makes up half of our fleet.
Yep.
But the waste division
Waste
is
side? No, pretty well steady as she goes.
besides Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant. And again, both those companies are coming back online. It's not permanent, but Cytec's having a big changeover for their product, and well, it's not really BLS. It's just the outlet that they go to in Theodore, which is a big volume.
Right.
They're shut down, so they have to go shorter loads to landfill, and they got walking floor trailers up there doing that. So that's just kind of knocked us out. But that will resume sometime middle of February or March for both of them. So.
Okay.
But other than that, no, same thing, steady as we go. I know Tim's pretty optimistic. He's got things going in
Malden,
Columbia,
Columbia.
in Malden, yeah, and then everybody else is steady. Rhonda's like always. She's
Yeah.
already got some pretty big projects starting up. So in the van division, we're just trying to add more drivers. There's plenty of opportunities there. We just got to add more drivers.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, no, again, just had a wonderful 2022, from a revenue standpoint and safety, accident, incident. That's what we got to continue doing. We look forward to it. I mean, it's been, look forward to 2023 after starting off a little slow last week. It's already picked up good, and a lot of the stuff is some of it's spot market stuff, but a lot of it is long-term things. We have been awarded a couple of bids, and so that'll be increasing as things pick up. And yeah, just one thing, and I read all this doom and gloom where we're going in recession and things are terrible and it's going to be, terrible for a long time. Then you read another one, oh, it's going to be a soft landing. It's not
Sure.
good. So it's somewhere in the middle, just from my little, not very smart evaluation. But I do think we'll kind of stay where we're at right now. We have enough to do, but I expect by probably the fourth or fifth month, around April, May, somewhere like that things will pick back up like they were last year, and we'll be booked out and be able to reload when we get out there and that type of thing. So pretty optimistic things will kick back like they were this past year.
Awesome. And if anyone hasn't come by their home terminal to get their Yeti cups and their duffel bags, their Eddie Bauer duffel bags from Christmas, make sure you do that. I actually got mine today.
A little bit late, yeah.
I know, I'm sorry. But yeah, everyone make sure you get by a terminal and get your Christmas gift. They're still there. Anything else?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you, and thank you to everyone listening for a great 2022, and I look forward to 2023. This is going to conclude this week's episode of WRDW the Q. Stay tuned next week for more great information.